Hey guys. How do we get rid of that? Darn. Huh. Okay, let's see if that's going to show or not. Oh, maybe we're not on yet. That's okay. Hmm. Good. Oh, it looks like we are on. Okay. It's saying I'm live in a minute, but I must be live now. So see Doug's here. Good evening. There's supposed to be a few more on. How do we do this? Live chat, top chat. Give me a minute here to figure this out. I know you're gonna go amateur. Okay. We'll give some time for a few more to come on. I guess we're supposed to do this like we do normally start them. Hello, I'm Uncle Mark. Welcome to the channel. That's all I got. I do have some ideas, some things we can talk about, see what you guys want to talk about as well. So Doug, you were able to make it to Walmart okay and make her back without any issues? They're supposed to be coming out with those RFID tags on a bunch of that stuff so that they can do inventory. Just, press a button, walk by an aisle and go bloop. Oh, it's got 39, whatever it is, widgets. So that's kind of neat. See how that goes for them. Guess we could go just a little bit down on this. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm again using that to see what I need to be doing. Life's good here. Okay. We're sitting at minus 25 degrees here, minus 13 and the old Fahrenheit scale there. For any that remember that. Doug, you still use Fahrenheit or you use Celsius? That's kind of weird because I'm using like kilometers an hour. I'm fine with that, but then I always have to convert stuff like this to how many miles to the gallon am I getting? Because I don't understand like 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers. Although I guess anything over or under 10 is not bad, right? And if you get down to 6, okay, oh, hey. What's happening in Ottawa? We see North Point there. I haven't kept up. I guess they're disbanding them, are they not? Or something? I'm in a little town. We're like 4,500 people. You use metric completely? Wow, that's pretty good. I should too. Like when we were growing up, we all remember Trudeau switching us over in what, 1977? Oh, watching Ottawa. Maybe it was something else was happening there. It's what? Tease was springtime. Daryl Electric, he says it's spring. Well, how warm is spring there? I thought you said you have oh yes, Larry's reminding us they're not a sponsor, but Napa's got their filter sale coming up here in Canada, March 8th and 9th. I think I've got most of my filters. In fact, I've got a couple filters. I don't know what they're supposed to be on. Truckers, eh? Yeah. Okay. I'll let a few more on here and then maybe we can talk a little bit. So, unless you guys have something you want to talk about, I found a couple of car stories that might get your blood up boiling. +6 in BC in the daytime high. Okay. I don't know what our daytime high was supposed to be here, but we had some really nice weather a couple days ago and then it just got cold. Likewise, says Larry. Not a bunch of changes this year. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, well, I don't know who else is planning on showing up. We'll give them a few more minutes here, but if they're used to what some of the other guys sometimes aren't on exactly at the right time, which the way this thing works. I'm not even sure if I was or not. Plus 18 in Indiana. North Point says. What's that in our stuff there? Larry would have to do the conversion, but that's not overly warm, is it? No. Well, because 32 is freezing, right? So if it's 18, you're below the freezing. Yeah. You want to hear some good car stories? Well, I've got this car behind me that I've been doing a bunch of videos on. I don't know if many of them came out. I don't know what the story is on this car. We're supposed to be given this car, but maybe, I guess I'm just so nice. We thought it was just the water pump because it was leaking. So we said, well, we'll give it back to you. Or guy's mom can drive it or something like that. And then we found out it's either got intake manifold, gaskets leaking, or a head gasket. I haven't been able to really pressurize it to see. This one isn't the Chrysler. This is a Chevy Impala, 2003. Whoop. Maybe you can see it there a little bit. It's pretty hard to see it, but here, we'll just give you the old. It's pretty hard to see. There you go. There. It's actually my boss's car. And what he had done is he had lent it to a relative. It must live about 6 hours away from us because they needed a vehicle. And they've had it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years or something like that. And then this started leaking. And they went to wherever garage they went to. And I don't think they really got an estimate. It was more like a verbal, this thing's leaking, what could it cost? And they said, well, it could be anything. It could need a new engine for $6,000. And all they heard was $6,000. 2008 Lucerne, 155,000 miles in it. Okay, yeah, I think we've talked about that one before. This has got, it's in kilometers, it's 260. So what's that? Wow. 100 is 60, right? So 200 is 120. So then add another little bit there. But anyway, so, wow. I got something burning by my leg here. Just let me turn it down. Woo! Got a little heater here. How do you turn this thing down without burning myself? I had some electric. We don't have gas here, natural gas, not at our place. It was just put in there a few years back, but we've got all electric, and it's noisy when you run that in here. Yepper. So 2008 Lucerne, what has that got in it? Has it got the 3.8? It does, that's a good engine. This is the 3.5, 6? 6, I think it's a 3600. They keep changing them. If they're just boring them out a little bit or something. Is that CSA approved? Larry asked about the heater. Yeah. Or are you asking, is it CSA approved to be in a building with it? Hasn't killed me yet. I actually should run somewhere here. I have a carbon monoxide machine, 3800. Yeah, that's a good engine. Okay, well, maybe we could talk about, I don't know if you guys saw, the automotive industry is coming up with some more ways to get money from you. So that's what they're planning on doing. They want to start charging stuff as a subscription. So this car doesn't, well, that's not going to work very well. Let's back up. Sorry, guys. Now, what could we example on this? If it had heated seats, they'd sell you the car with the heated seats, but it wouldn't work unless you paid like $10 a month to have them come on. If you didn't want the heated seats, they're still in there. They'd still have all the gizmos to run them, but you'd have to pay $10. So that's what they want to do. They want to start subscriptions. And a lot of people are going, ooh, I'm not going to pay that. People have been doing that already. I believe Porsche's had this for a while. Actually, the Cadillac CT6, whatever that is, probably an SUV. It's got something called Super Cruise. Oh, that one they're only giving you as part of a 3-year trial, but then they don't say what happens when the 3 years ends. They shut it off. It's kind of like Tesla. Would you guys be willing to pay for something like that? So somebody reminded me, well, they kind of do that as it is. I bought a van for work way back. It was a cargo van, and so I was going to be personally driving it. So I wanted the nice interior and stuff like that. So I wanted it was a Ford E150, the Econoline van. I wanted the nice captain's chairs for $1,800, but I thought I'm buying this thing once. Why not put nice seats in it? And yeah, you could do that. He says, no, forget what I asked him. You'll have to remind me what I just asked you. Oh, you're probably saying no to paying a subscription. What were we talking about? Oh, the van. So I thought, we're buying this thing once. Let's put the nice seats in because I'm going to be the only one driving it anyway. And they're like, yeah, you can have those seats if you spend another, I think it was $2,200 to have the XLT package. That's the only way you could get those. So as you all see, he says, I'm 60. I only have a car or two left to own. I'll just buy used older cars. That's probably a good idea. Woo! Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. Hello. I'm glad you guys showed up. You're probably gonna be disappointed, but what can I say? DM 7097. Another reason not to buy a new vehicle. Yeah. So back to my story. So I was just saying, we're talking about apps. They want you to start or paying subscriptions. Actually, you should check out Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. They're in northern Manitoba, somewhere around Lockport area. They're working on a few hundred different vehicles, but they've got the Studebaker truck they're working on. And no subscription to any of that stuff. But anyway, so back to my story. I had to spend $2,200 to get the XLT package so that I could spend $1,800 to have the nice seats. So that's just nuts. But I'll tell you what they were doing here. So Porsche, they're explaining their function on demand, whatever that is. You can get it now. You have two buying options. You can pay for it outright or you pay for it month to month. What does it cost? $474 to buy it, or $12 a month. I'm thinking, though, how long would it take to pay the $12 a month? But maybe these guys are only buying them for a couple of years, right? So it's almost like the lease, I'm thinking. Tom Cook is here. Wow. How you doing, Tom? Nice to have you with us. One of our Chrysler mechanics from down south. We're just talking about subscriptions for vehicles. Let's say vehicle, your new truck's got air conditioning, but you have to pay $12 a month for it to work. So that's crazy. Yeah. So back to this. I guess what they're thinking is the subscription will oh, Larry Beatty, you know Tom? He probably does. I think he signed up to him too. What were we going to say? It was a subscription story. Now everybody got me all off topic. So much for notes, right? Yeah, so the subscription, just like this car, all the options still, well, kind of still work. The car's an old car. But if I sell it to you, how does the dealer make more money off of it? Now, can you imagine if I sold it to you, but half the things didn't work unless you paid GM another $15 a month for maybe cruise control, another $15 a month for the seats to work, the heated seats, and a few other things like that. So they're saying subscriptions expire and do not transfer subsequent owners, but an outright purchase stays with the car even after it's sold. And then they're doing, back to the lease thing. They're kind of saying, well, you spent X amount of dollars, let's say the $500 for that one option, but you don't have the full benefit of it because Larry's bought it now and he's getting the extra $300 that you paid. He's going to get that out of it. So they mentioned too that some window stickers in the Cadillac CT6 that has super cruise capabilities. There is a subscription for some of this stuff. What do you guys? Yeah, Tom said he wouldn't buy it either. I don't know when all this stuff's going to get going. How long can we keep driving old junk like this? I'm actually not even driving older junk. Well, what's my older junk now? Got the 2007 Chrysler Sebring with about 40,000 miles in it. It's about the oldest thing I have now. But of course, it's going to blow up one day. How do they plan on communicating with the car to turn it on and off? Couldn't you just block the signal? Cut the antenna or whatever? Maybe, I don't know. Unless it's like some things with computers where it has to have constant talking, or maybe it would shut itself off on its own. I don't know. You get some programs. I know we had this cutting program where we did lettering way back and striping and that. And the old program was, you just load it onto your computer and you're done. The new ones now, you have to have an internet connection all the time, and it's talking back and forth and asking, do you have, what's the word, authorization to use this? So, oh, let's not forget, Tom Cook has got a 1916 Model T, still works fine. Yes. I don't know if you guys ever hopped on to Cold War Motors, one of the YouTube guys in Alberta. He's got I think a 26T. I don't know what the newest vehicle he's got. I think he bought an 82 Renault, one of those Le Cars or something like that a while back. I think that's the newest thing he has, but they basically drive stuff from the 50s and 60s, and yeah, you can always drive them and they always start and all that kind of stuff. Larry's asking, next time you have an oil change at the dealer, maybe get a little more than you ask for. Maybe. Are we talking about turning stuff on and off? You never know. Maybe they'll try and upsell you. It's like, oh, it's really cold right now. Larry, would you like that heated steering wheel to work for the next 6 months? We'll just charge you, is $20 sound okay? I could see it's almost like the cable vision, right? I remember when we were younger, living in Winnipeg, and we had like the 2 channels, just the antennas, whatever, maybe it was 4 channels, and hearing somebody's got pay TV in New York, I think it was. And then of course we went to cable, but I still heard of this pay TV stuff. It's like, well, I wouldn't pay money for extra channels. And then everybody did. Yeah. Okay. What else can we yak about? Tom, where have you had the car out, the T, lately? I don't know what the temperature is there. I'm not even sure. Free satellite radio every 3 months. Do you get free satellite radio? My last car, online repair. No way. It's Sylvia and Timmy. I didn't recognize your logo because it's new. That looks pretty cool. You guys have been busy. Tim, we were just talking about, can you imagine your old car, Hope, you having to pay, so maybe, I don't know, what would that car have? It's like in the 50s. Air conditioning, that you'd have to pay a subscription to have it actually work? Oh, what do you think? This guy is fixing vehicles all the time. That's going to be really a pain in the butt, I think. Yes, North Point says, I bet somebody would make a dongle that plugs in and spoofs the computer into all the options. Yeah, I wonder. But you get, some vehicles are like kind of hooked up all the time now to the internet. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but they did that with a Corolla, you remember? You had, I think, was it 3 years? The key fob worked for remote start. Ask that again, I'm late to the party. What was the question? I can't remember. Model T gets put away in October and back out in March. Okay. I had a picture of a Model T a while back I found. It must have been from up here somewhere. And they had the hood covered with some kind of a big tarp. And then they had the sides covered too. And this guy's poking his head out because it was like a 4-door with no door. Well, they have the little doors, right? They have no roll-up windows and those things. That looked cold. Okay, I'll hit you back here with this thing here, Timmy. We're talking about paying a subscription to have stuff run in your car. So you buy this car for whatever it is, $20,000, and it's got everything in it. That would be a good deal, actually. But some of the stuff doesn't work, like your remote fob. Maybe they give you the fob, but if you want, maybe the door's unlocked, but it doesn't start the car unless you pay $10 a month. That's what they were doing with Toyota. So some of those that were built 3 years ago stopped working all of a sudden. The remotes wouldn't start the vehicle. And that was because they said they gave them a 3-year trial subscription or something to it. And then it was going to be, was it $80 a year or $8 a month or something like that for it to work? So you could still unlock the doors, but it wouldn't start it. So I was reading up, now they were saying that Toyota never had that listed as a option on their option sheet on the car. Never said it had a remote start. No one ever said, I don't even know what I think the key didn't even look like your normal remote start. I think you had to push 2 buttons to get it to start, and they didn't say anything about a remote start. So it was almost like, a big secret that it would work. And now people are ticked because maybe they're second or third owners and going, well, my remote start doesn't work. Yeah. That's out now. Yes, it is. 3-year-old, what are we on, 22, 21, 2019? I think it was 18s and 19s Corollas. And some of the other, but no one was saying that. I'll just remind you again what this pay thing was for. Maybe extended range on, that was something else here. What was this? This is available right now on the 2021 Taycan EV. That's Porsche, right? Subscription for the intelligent range manager, which optimizes the car's navigation system to maximize EV range and minimize charging stops. That's the one where you pay $474 to buy it, or you can just rent it for $12 a month after a 3-month trial. So I guess like if you only hang on to the car for a couple of years at $12 a month, maybe you'd be ahead. Yeah. Timmy at Online Auto Repairs is saying there things are going downhill. Problem is, Timmy, you're going to have to go fix that kind of garbage. Larry's saying the son-in-law just got his Model S. Oh, I forgot. He's got a Tesla in Phoenix, Arizona. Expect to hear the legacy of his problems soon. Yeah, I can just imagine. I'm not really sure what the S looks like. They're kind of neat. We haven't seen too many up here. Well, where we live, we're kind of far away from a lot of places. So where you would charge them, we're in the middle of the boonies kind of. We're 5.5 hours away from Winnipeg. So there's no charging, nothing here. We don't even have running water or toilets. We just go out in the bush and, yeah. Tom has a Tesla. No, Larry was saying that his son-in-law has a Tesla. Tom has a Model T. Now that would be interesting to fix, wouldn't it? You ever fix one of those, Timmy? Model T? I don't know too many people that would, I imagine most of them can tinker, right? They're like most of us or all of us here. Just get out and get some baler twine or something, or and got some parts. Larry's saying that he had to contact Canada Customer Service to rattle some cages and got some parts. Wait a minute. Son-in-law. That's air. Well, okay. Well, why would he call it Canada? Okay, that could be. Yeah, that's just nuts. But actually, my boss and I were trying to figure out. He owns a school of all things. He's one of these wheeler dealer guys. So he has this. It's a big school, and I forget how much the voltage is that goes into that. Enough for a school. Her car. Okay. And we were trying to figure, well, could you Tesla charge there? And I guess you could. But I think if you ran it as a school, it would almost be there wouldn't be much power left. So, her car, yeah, a couple months ago. I'm not really sure who that is, Larry. Are we talking, yeah. Huh. I don't want to be too specific in my questions. So what's Sylvia up to today? Is she doing something else? I don't see paw prints here. Thanks, Timmy, for saying that she could moderate. I kind of knew what that was, but I didn't. I looked it up today and it's like, oh, I could press a button and get her to moderate. But so far, everybody's behaving here. So in this group, I'm not too worried about. Yeah. It says, Mark, how is your Amazon affiliate going? Good question. It's going horrible. I was going to ask you about that. So Astral Auto Repairs, I was telling them they should start. There's an affiliate program for the YouTube guys that, you see me using a tool, whatever it is. Even my coffee cup, I guess, if I could find it on there. And you can click on that. And if you buy it through Amazon on our link, we get, I don't know what it is, not a whole lot of money, but it helps. So what happened is they've changed it. We got a notice a month ago saying they're going over to something called Site Stripe, I believe is what it's called. And it's going to be something different. So I was looking through there seeing how do you fix this, or how do you sign up to it, or what, how do you move over? And they make it sound like it's really easy. Just log in to whatever, however you normally log in. I don't see this feature. Because we actually had to go into this Amazon affiliate. It's amazon.com/affiliate, blah, 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 and enter in there. And I don't know. Anyway, Tim, you'll have to just make sure that's still working. It's, oh, Billy. That's our Toyota guy, isn't it? What's going on? Guys have been saying we should do something like this, and I thought, okay, this is going to be pretty boring, but yeah. Tim says, yes, we're in that one. Okay, good. So you're fine. I just can't figure out how to swap over. Where's the dog that's in the video? She's in the house with the mama. I would have done this at my desk inside, but the wife is got the TV so loud, I'm shocked I can't hear it in here. The garage is attached to the house kind of thing, but yeah. Yes, he's a Toyota guy. Yes, okay. Billy, did you have anybody complaining yet about those, what is it, the 19 Corollas or the 17s that all of a sudden they wouldn't start? Yeah. JT is here. That's who was asking that. It's really hard to see on these little things here. Nice. Yeah, the little dog's still alive. She doesn't normally ring the bell. We had some other dogs that used to do that. It's just little chimes. A buddy of mine says he remembers, he was a carpenter, that they were working on this house and there were these little chimes by the door, and that's what the cat used. Or no, maybe it was a doorbell. It was an actual doorbell mounted to the floor. The cat would stick its paw on there and it would ring the bell and they'd let him out. So I thought, well, I don't want to, drill holes and put something like that. Plus, they had little paws. I don't know if they could do that or not. Yeah, online mechanic tips. JT. Nice to see you. What's up, folks? I was just telling them right here, what did I say the temperature was? And we're kind of, well, I guess we're considered southern Manitoba, but we're almost central. -13 Fahrenheit. -25 in the Celsius, yeah. So anyway, the other dogs, I put these little chimes up and we taught them, as they were babies, take the little paw and go, you want to go outside? And you take the little paw and ring the bell, and then you'd open the door and let them out. And they could do that. That's how you'd hear the bell ring. It's like, oh darn, somebody has to go out again. JT says they hit 65 degrees Fahrenheit today. Not bad. They didn't shut your city down today for that. At Christmas time, he was streaming something, and he has this picture. I think I showed Larry and a few others. And there's like, take a handful of snow and throw it on this car. And it's like, oh no, that's how much snow was out there. So he wasn't scared to drive. That he was going, I think it was a Saturday, to go and work out a little bit. And he goes to his favorite gym there. And I couldn't believe it. It's like a big Walmart parking lot. There's no one there at all. 19 Fahrenheit here in Ohio. That's not warm. So anyway, he drives there, and I'm thinking it's a Saturday, and I don't know what time it was. It didn't look like it was early, and there's not a person in the parking lot. Parking lot's wet. And he drives up to the door, and it's like, darn, should have called. So he went somewhere else. Whoop, he was saying, oh, that's not good. Sorry, guys. Just remember, I'm not very professional at this yet. Billy says he hasn't had any Corollas come in for a no start. Some 22 Camrys with the remote start, though. See? So the way I understood it is, it was kind of a trial. You'd have it for 3 years or something like that, and then you have to pay money. But I don't know if anybody ever really explained it. It wasn't really, according to some of the stuff I've read, it wasn't really almost suggested that it was equipped with that. So I don't know how people found out that it worked by pressing 2 other buttons there. But 22 Camrys though. Yeah. And were those guys happy that they had to pay, what is it, $8 a month after that? Especially if they're like the second or third owners, because you could be, well, second owner maybe after a 3-year-old car, unless you're driving a 2003. Yeah. What else we got going on here? I'm trying to think, what was JT working on the other day? I was working on something, right? Any thoughts on electric vehicles? I'm just looking back at electric. I don't know. Are you buying an electric vehicle there, Daryl? I would. I don't. Actually, for where we are here, it's lots of little. Oh, 22 Tundras with waste gate issues. Wow. You in a pretty big, well, where'd you say you were now again? Hmm. I know where most of the guys are. I'm talking about Billy. Ohio, isn't it, right? Yeah. You're in a pretty big center there. Oh, wow. Hmm. I need a little thing to just scribble down stuff because if you know me, it's kind of like, what? Blue, green. Yeah. Not the hybrid. Okay, yeah. Uh, yeah, no, I think I agree with Timmy there. I think if you're going to get an electric car, why would you get the hybrid? I don't know. Like, I understand, like for range or something, but like here, uh, Larry doesn't live too far away either. Like we're driving, I don't know, we're really not driving far in this small town. If you got in a vehicle, if you drove 10 minutes, wow, I don't know where, be out of town already. Be almost in the next town, right? So it's lots of short trips, and electric would be good for that because vehicle doesn't warm up, especially right now when it's cold out. Like I usually have my oil gets kind of, I don't know, clay color. How much is battery replacement in an electric car? I don't know. How much is an engine in a new car? Yeah, there are guys that specialize in, and Larry would know how to explain this, and maybe Daryl too. But they can take all the batteries and they can pull out the junky ones and put new ones in, and they can. You'll say, yeah, but you've got an older battery and a newer battery. They can somehow balance them all. Maybe the range is, yeah, somebody's saying older one's about $3,000. 3,000 bucks. I was reading somewhere somebody had a Nissan Leaf, was it? They lived in some, where do they live though? They weren't in Canada or the States. Wow, it doesn't really matter. But they were quoted something like, was it $12,000 or was it $15,000? Basically what the car was worth to put a different battery in. But if they could have got a hold of some of these other guys, that might have worked out. That's the full battery. The one where the body has to be lifted to replace. Well, probably, yeah. What kind of car is that though? Is that a Tesla or is that something else? You guys have been kind of following the Tesla stuff too with, don't want to get political, but in the States there with Biden and not giving Tesla the, because they were giving you what, $4,000 or $5,000 off if you bought a electric car from a, what's the word? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Wow. I could hear you guys shouting the word out. Union. Slap, slap. Unionized. If it wasn't a unionized car company, they weren't going to give you the credits, which Tesla is not right now. Yeah, Larry says because the battery was 2/3 the cost of his 2013 model. Oh, are you talking, that's why they traded it, right? Oh, no, I know what he's talking about. The video where the guy blew up his Tesla because he didn't want to spend 2/3. Although isn't 2/3 still a good deal compared to buying a brand new car again? Maybe not. Yeah, no, I agree with North Point. He says, no offense, he's sticking with gas. I guess none of us will be around when this whole thing is completely done. So, like, there's got to be gas cars for, well, Tom's got his Model T. What year did we say it was? Was it a 14 or? So, this is going to be gas kicking around, I'm sure, for a long time. Yeah, that does suck. Warranty 1 year for a better, what's that? Warranty is 1 year, oh, for a better on its 3. That is, yeah. It'll last much longer. Yeah, can you guys imagine working on some of that stuff though? Like, guys are really going to have to be really good at, it's going to be all electrical problems, right? Computer problems and connection problems and wiring problems and all that kind of stuff. Larry says $26,000 a pop. What's this, kidding? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I remember when Because I used to do, I was telling you, vehicle striping. I remember some of these old guys 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Some of these guys had money and they'd buy a new truck every year, and I'd get to do all the decals on it. And I remember this one guy saying, "Mark, when $1,000 on there." Yeah, they're more than 20 now, aren't they? And he used to buy pretty nice trucks. Actually, I got a quick story about that. So the same old guy is telling me he bought a Pontiac in 1965, I think it was, or 66. It doesn't really matter. It was a 6-cylinder standard, the base model. And he was going to trade up 1 year to a V8 automatic loaded. So he's going from a stripper model right up to a loaded model, going up 1 year. And he says, "Mark, you know how much that cost me? That's $500. You wouldn't pay I think when he was trading, he was paying $5,000 or $10,000 a year to trade up. So that's my story, and hopefully I didn't offend anybody. Billy says, "I'm actually leaving Toyota, an independent performance shop. I like the gas." Yeah, that might be a lot of fun, huh? North Point says, "GM says by 2025 they'll be building only electric cars. I bet they'll go bankrupt again." Yeah. Some of the stuff I've read too is they're saying like a lot of the governments are pushing this right now. So whatever, and everybody's kind of, it depends on what country you're in. But what if you get a change in government? Sometimes that happens, right? You'll have programs or whatever, and they say this is the best, and everybody gets it. Then you get a change in government, and then they decide, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't do that because people don't like that. Yeah, Billy, JT, shocked you're moving. Where are we going to get all our fancy Toyota information from now? Yeah. He says, "Don't do it, Billy. Don't do it." Oh, but he's saying performance though. Like JT, like you like to do some performance stuff too with your other buddies there, right? Larry says, "MPIC made it too much money last year." Oh, for what? We'll see what he's talking about there. I know they made too much. They made too much on me. Billy says, "Yes, sir. It's turned my notice in a couple days ago. Oh, but I'm leaving on good terms." Yep, boss man said I can come back if it doesn't work out. Good idea. Don't ever burn your bridges. I've done that a couple times. Oh, on insurance. Yeah, we know they made too much on insurance. Are we getting some money back? Actually, here we've got public insurance. We've only got the one government insurer, so we're stuck with them. They claim they're giving us good deals, but because of the pandemic, they gave us some money back last year, I think. We're supposed to be getting some money back this year. I haven't seen any yet. Larry says February 15th. Are we the 12th? Okay. I'll look for my check. Yeah. I think Larry's used to getting checks in the mail. Works for the government. Yeah. Anyway, enough teasing. What else can we see here? Retired. Oh, okay. No, I thought that's working for the government. You're in receiving, aren't you? Yeah. I wouldn't want Larry's job when he was younger. He worked pretty hard. Yeah. JT, did you work on anything? What is today? Saturday. I am so messed up. I don't know what day it is. Usually you work on Saturdays. Were you working at the shop, or you're working on customers' cars that are your friends, or you were working on something, right? Or did you clean your garage out yet? That's what I'm wondering. Last time you were in there doing some stuff that was, you got to get don't get Mrs. JT, because Mrs. Uncle Mark wants to always come in here and clean up, and then I can't find nothing. I can't find nothing anyway. Both, he says. Okay, yeah. Plus, weren't you supposed to be getting talking about JT from Online Mechanic Tips. I thought you were putting out a song or an album right away. Working on that too? You need some time for you. And maybe the missus and daughter, whoever else. Yeah. Okay. What else could we yak about? Oh, did we lock up? No? Okay, that's just me. What else could we tell you? Anyway, I just thought we'd try this out. His CD is out in June. Okay. You'll be able to also get it online, or I don't know. I like physical CDs. I don't know how to do that other stuff, but and it's supposed to be something that we aren't expecting, right? So I'll have to check that out. Sample it in May? You never know. Are you going to have somewhere to sample some of the songs, JT? Larry's wondering that. It might even be something. Reserve me a copy, Billy's asking for. Okay, there you go. Wait, you got cars with CD players in them? I think this one has one. My 2013 F-150's got one. Whoa. North Point says, well, he's going to be putting a full stereo system in his wife's 2007 Lucerne in the springtime. Good thing it's an older car because the newer ones. Wow, yeah. Huh. See how that goes. Somebody was just asking me, they texted something because I had something on a radio or something a while back, and they were wanting to, do I know what radios will fit in whatever vehicle? And I thought it was a Chrysler product, and I'm thinking, well, and then they wanted to know how the measurements of the radio. It's like, well, I don't remember the measurements of the radio, just showing you how to take it out and put it back in. Daryl wants to know my favorite cars that I've owned. Daryl, you know how many I've owned, don't you? Favorite cars. My first car, well, not my first car, must have been the second or third car. I had a 68 Satellite Sport. It was a red one. That was a lot of fun. Two-door buckets and console. I paid $1 for it. Worked for a farmer for a while. I was 15 and a half or 16, I guess. And I thought I'm going to work for him for the summer, and I want his car. Like it was sitting in the bush kind of thing. And he says, yep. And I'm done. He gives me my check at the end of the whatever couple months. And I said, no, I wanted the car. And he says, well, you can have the car too. Just go away. That's probably what he meant. Yeah. North Point says he doesn't have a heated garage, so it's all driveway work. Yeah. He's also saying his Grand Caravan's getting a CD player soon. It only has FM, AM, FM right now. Really? Probably joking there about it. I don't know. What trim level did that have? I thought they all came with CDs and satellite radio and whatever else. Of course, you got to pay for that, right? Yeah, can you imagine that? So you go to put your CD in and it goes, monthly subscription to pay for your CD. I know, don't give them ideas. Yeah. What other favorite cars that I have? I almost owned a 69 Barracuda when I was 16. My dad had one. It was they just had a 318 buckets console. It was a really nice car. It was a green, dark green, no rust on it. This was what, 1980 or something. And I don't know. He wanted me to help work on my mom's car or something, do brakes on it. It was a Sunday night, and I had some plans with some friends, so I went and did those plans. And I came back, and it actually had the hood pins on the hood, if you know what that is. But he had actually put locks where the hood pins go. And I went to use my key. I wanted to start it or listen to it or something like that, and it won't work. So I go to open the hood, and it's like, my key doesn't work these locks. What's going on, Dad? He says, I'm not selling you the car now, son. Well, I don't know if that's how he said it, but yeah, don't tick your dad off. He's got a nice car he wants to sell you. So I think he was going to sell it to me. I found actually a receipt here a while ago. He's passed away now. He's going through all the receipts. He had the receipt made out to me for $500 and a big X to it, like it was a carbon copy. And then the next one was whoever he actually sold the car to for $1,000. So I guess I was getting a good deal. Yeah. Oh, he says it came with that one, huh? Yeah. Well, I guess if for some reason they don't, I don't know, we've got some Mennonites out here too that, you know, the really strong ones, they don't want the radio in there, or they used to take them out. They put a plate there, and I think now, I don't know if they take the antenna off or they pull the fuse or what they do, but I guess it would still be, I don't know, who sells them without cassette or anything now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what other interesting cars I've had. I've had a lot of junky stuff. I had a 74 Hornet, like James Bond drove, the one that he did the thing in 74, you know, over the bridge and over the water. Well, it wasn't the same. It was the same kind of car, but it's kind of a brown. Another one of those, I got it for $1 from a coworker. An older lady that worked with us, she wasn't using it. It was seized up. So I think we got it running, and it must have been wrecked anyway. So I ended up swapping a motor. Wife helped me do that. I think it was the first motor she helped me swap. Back in the days when you could do that easily. So will the Mennonites pay then for no options on the new cars? Boy, I don't know. That's a good question. So you come into the dealership, if they could tell that you're Mennonite, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but you know what I mean? Maybe they're the ones that you could tell. That's the Amish, right? You'd be going, oh, I don't want this. Let Joe take this sale. I want the one there. It looks like Unclemarks coming in. I think he's got some money. Until they see me driving this thing. $8 or we turn your radio on. I love that. That's funny. I might talk about that on Monday at work. Yeah, no, that's you have a sense of humor. Don't put that past them. They'll find out what all our weaknesses are, and they'll just either make you pay for it one way or another. Here's something going on outside. At least no guests have walked through the door. We had hints about that the other day. What if somebody comes banging on the door? We'll just have them come in. The one that, this is a car that he had given to some relative or something, and somehow it ended up here. So he got a 12 Grand Caravan, and the radio isn't working right now very well. Like, you can't really pick anything up, but the CD works, and if you plug something in the auxiliary, that works fine, but I don't know exactly what it's doing. I haven't heard it, but it just says it's not picking up radio very well. And he's a kind of a radio guy or electronics guy, so yeah. What's your favorite car, Daryl? From D-Electric? Or is that your Jeep? He's got, I don't know what year it is, 97? Jeep Cherokee with a straight 6 in it. It's got some pretty nice wheels on it. Looks good. We'll have to see what he thinks there. How many of you guys do your own oil changes? Anybody still doing them? I know Larry does. I do too. I don't know if I don't really like it, but it's like, well, save myself some money. 98. Okay, so Daryl's Jeep's a 98 with a 97 motor. Saw somebody doing that the other day. Billy says he loves those straight 6s. Yeah. I think they're pretty easy to work on. I was watching oil changes. Yes, you're doing your own oil changes. It's good. You're going to have to teach your son how to do them too. 325,000 kilometers, right? So what's that in miles? A couple hundred anyway. Yeah. Did the van today. My girl's 16 Cherokee last week. Okay, see, so yeah. You're doing that at home though? Or when I worked for Volkswagen when I was youngin', one of my first jobs, we were allowed to do our own oil changes there. They'd supply, as long as you bought the filter, they'd supply the oil and everything. That was kind of nice. I had a 67 Pontiac, and it was lunchtime, and we'd shut down for lunch. Everybody go for lunch, right? So I brought the Pontiac in, and I put it on the hoist. It was one of those ones with the center big tube, whatever, it went into the floor. And I was working there. My brother-in-law was working there too. Wasn't a brother-in-law at the time. I think he was a roommate actually at the time. So I pull his roller cabinet up under the car, and I'm doing some work there, do my oil change, and then so the switches or whatever to make the thing go back down were not beside the car, right? Because it's a post coming out of the ground. So I go to the corner and I'm letting it down. You know, you can just hear it. I guess it was just, you know, it's letting the pressure out. And all of a sudden I hear crunch, 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 crunch. It's like, what? Go back up. And I crushed his toolbox about, I can't even show you how much. How did it work? I think, because it was a roller cabinet with a toolbox on top, so it missed the toolbox, but it just caught that little bit of the roller cabinet because it's a little bit thicker, or, you know where your drawers are? There's a little ledge there, I guess, and then you've got the drawers for the roller cabinet. So anyway, it bent it down. So anyway, took a jack and bent it back up, and I bought him some new drawers, and life was good. it had a little bit of a bend in it, but yeah. He says he'll bring them to work. I need to pay for the filter and the oil. Yeah, well, I guess that's back in the old days. Yeah, but it was, yeah. That would be easy on a hoist. I know JT is always like amazed when guys are doing stuff on the floor, in the garage or outside or something like that. Yeah. How long have we been on here for already? It's been a little while. Oh my goodness, 50 minutes you guys have been putting up with me. I don't know, what other questions do we have? Let's keep them simple. Simple guy asking or answering simple questions. $8 when we turn your radio on. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. And I hope I didn't miss anybody here. And yeah, JT, we want you to reserve us some copies. Or you really need to post them too, but I don't know how you want to make money off it. Yeah. I know I'm gonna have to figure out later on. Oh, the electric is asking. He says, Max did want to look at the Jeep motor the other day. Maybe would have the attention span for an oil change. Yeah, maybe. Larry's asking me if my PS3 is still working. Tell you the story. Okay, so I've got an old PS3 that we bought originally. And what was the worst car I ever owned? Okay, let me tell the PS3 story quickly, and then I'll tell you the worst car I ever owned. So basically, it stopped working. We were going to watch it, and all of a sudden, blip, it just stopped working. So I'm looking online, and they're saying that it's basically the circuit board, and all the little connections or whatever are failing, I guess, from all the heating and shrinking and expanding. So they said to use a heat gun and heat the specific area. They all have the same problem. So I took it apart, followed their instructions, put it back together, nothing. Tried it again, took it apart, followed the instructions. That time I think it ran for like 30 seconds or maybe a minute. So let's try it again. And I couldn't get it to work again. So I don't know, we were on the 4th time or the 5th time. So I went on eBay and I ordered a used one. And then one of my brothers says, well, I heard that you can put that board in your kitchen oven. So I went and found a video on that. Yeah, okay. So they showed you everything, how to make it so then it wouldn't wreck. And I baked it at, 425 for 7 or 8 minutes. Fixed. So I have 2 PlayStations. The worst car I ever owned. We had, I think it was an 82 Buick Skyhawk. It's a little 4-door. It was actually a California car. That was part of the problem too. Somehow it got up here. And it had a carburetor on it. It was a little V6, if I remember right. Would maybe be in the 2.8. And nothing but trouble with the carburetor and stuff like that. And I had it in there for some other work. At that time, for some reason, I wasn't doing a whole lot of monkeying around on that vehicle. And had it in the dealership, and every time, oh, it's that California car. We can't get parts for it. We can't get a PS3, yes. We can't get parts for this Buick. And so finally I spent, I don't know what it was, $500 or $800 on a carburetor from GM. Put it on there, and it was, I don't know. I had so much trouble. Like, let's get rid of it. We brought it to a local auction. We sold it there. Bye. And somehow somebody found out that I had owned it. The ones that bought it. No, it's the best car we've ever had. We haven't had any trouble with it. It's like, well, if I would have known that, I would have kept it. I don't know what other dad's what for dinner? Billy, I don't know what you mean. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, PS3. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, what's some of the worst cars you guys have had? Didn't you have one car that was just something wrong with it? Well, I guess there was that one Windstar or Aerostar, but that actually ran. I don't know if it ever left you stranded. I'm thinking the brownish one that we thought maybe was just, I don't know, yeah. Renault Alliance, yes. Did you have one of those, Timmy? I remember I was working for Auto Trader at the time when those things came out, so I got to drive a few of them around. You'd go, I'd be doing stuff for dealers. You'd come and take pictures for them. A lot of times it's like, here's all the keys. You just, because I'm going to park them the way I want the pictures or something. So you got to get to drive them a little bit around the lot or whatever. Wow. Dodge Colt. Larry had a Dodge Colt? Boy, we have to look up some pictures on that. Renault Alliance. Yeah. What? Yeah, I didn't mind the way those looked at the time. Larry had a Nash. Daryl says Delectric, he misses a 76 Triumph Spitfire 1500. I know he was complaining about that the other day. We were talking about it. Well, why'd you sell it? Probably for a woman, right? I can imagine. Or did you? Nash. Larry, your dad might have had the Nash. Larry had kind of an interesting story. The way I remember it, his dad had, was it a 66? It's one of those Fords with a back window, like most back windows are this way, but this one was like an angle like that and it would roll down. Like we're talking the very back window, not a door window. So supposedly he'd lay in there on the shelf. There was actually 3 windows. It was 2 little windows, and then the one in the middle was longer and it would roll down. And I don't know, I think they were saying something about, sometimes you're going to be bad back there, I'm going to roll the window down. Maybe he didn't tell me that with a Nash. Okay, Fury 3. Fury 3, that's not the wagon, right? That was is that a Monaco or a, Oh, North Point says he had a 1970 Fairlane 500 with the broken springs in the back. And the trunk wheel wells rusted through. Oh no, bench seat rusted through. Had to hold the steering wheel when starting from a stop. Oh no, yeah. That's funny. Yeah. I had a 70 Dart Swinger, like 2-door, and the floor was starting to rust on the passenger side. And if you went through really deep water, your feet could get wet sometimes. Like if it was really deep, you're going through like, yeah. So, wow. Actually, I think I had a Rabbit that had a kind of a problem where the floor was rusting. And what did I sold it to somebody. Or no, he sold it to me maybe. And I think he had a 2x4 going under both seats and bolted into the floor just before the doors, I think, just to hold the seats up so they didn't fall through there. Your first car, that was a 70, North Point is saying, yeah. Huh. Yeah, and now somebody would spend all the money and redo that car. Fairlane 500. That was a 2-door? Is that a 4-door? Yeah, Dodge Colt. We'll have to find out that one. Renault Alliance. Man. There you go. Oh, yeah, Daryl. He says he had a 98 BMW 525i. Larry says he had a Belvedere 4-door with no floor. Oh, it was a 2-door, North Point says. That's cool. 351 Cleveland. Yeah, okay. Those are okay. I was thinking, did I ever see your BMW, Daryl? I know Jordan had one. That was pretty nice. That was Jordan's, right? The one that, yeah. He got cheap, I think. Okay. What year was the Belvedere, Larry? Must have been in the 60s, so I don't think that name was used after that, was it? No, the heater here is doing pretty good still. Nice and quiet. Oh, I still have fuel in it too. Yeah. In Cleveland. I'm trying to think what other vehicles. I don't think I hung on to a lot of them long enough to really have any issues. Daryl says the Beamer would constantly go into limp mode. See, if you would have known Timmy at Astro Auto Repairs, he could have fixed that for you. You would have to drive down to the States, but but the next time you're like in North Carolina or something, you can go see him. Parked in the snowbank, started up, oh, I remember that. That was a Fury 3. I thought that was a Volare. Wasn't that Erica's Volare? Queen City, Queenstown, sorry. I always say Queen City. Remember that group, Queen City Kids? Queenstown Kid. That's Doug. 73 Vega. Gas gauge didn't work. It was a hatchback. Carried a gas can with me. Hated the smell, but hated walking worse. Yeah. I don't know what I just asked you, but what can Sylvia do, Tim? She can do something. Was a Volare, see? How do I know your car is there? That's because I had one of those too. That was an okay car. We had a 76 Volare with a 6-cylinder. Somebody had, this was like 1984 or 5. Well, I was married 86. Somebody put fiberglass fenders in the front because they used to rust. North Point says he had his mother's 73 Dodge Dart. Yes, bad carburetor and it kept stalling out from a standing stop. Yeah, a friend of ours, their dad had must have been about a 77 Veloria with a 6-cylinder. If you were doing a left turn, like at a light or something like that, intersection, you're going a little too fast, it would flood or stall or something. I don't know if the fuel bowl would spill over or what, something wasn't set up right. And then it's like, okay, now you're knocking neutral and crank, 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 crank. Meanwhile, cars are coming and go over the way. You know what that is. Okay, yes, I see what Sylvia, yes. She's addicted to diagnosing BMWs. It's crazy. You should see her. Well, I've seen her a little bit. She keeps you in line there, Timmy. She uses the Autel MK908, 5 times better than me when it comes to BMWs. Yeah, I noticed a while back you guys were working on one of those Beamers, one of the flooded cars, I think. And I noticed she was doing that. I mentioned it to a few people. I was like, she knows her stuff. What's the other Autel that you like? The one that's, oh buddy, the Autel something, 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 oh buddy 5 or something. Man, isn't that bad? I forgot what that was. One day I'll get one of those. Yeah. I saw your video, Tim, putting together the CVT. So I think you're doing that second batch. But you said that it was wrecked. I hate to say it, I might have just skipped ahead a teeny bit to see something, and you put it all together and you said, but this is scrap, and then you set it aside, and I was thinking, oh, how come it's scrap? Or why didn't you fix it? Or it's just easier to buy another one. He's working on is it a Journey or something with a constantly variable transmission? So yeah, there you go. It's the Autel AL539. Yeah, buddy, B. You have to go to his channel and you'll see why he calls it that. It's pretty cool. Primary pulley, that's what it was. Okay. 2011 Patriot. Oh, yes, my mistake. It's one of those Jeeps. Isn't the Patriot just, I don't know, it's the cheapest Jeep they have, and it almost doesn't look like a Jeep. Like it does, but it doesn't. I like the new Cherokees, the way they look. Grand Cherokee or something, but I think we'll just stick with the junk we're driving. Yeah. Well, I don't know what you guys want to, is there much else we want to do? This was pretty good, though. This went a little better than I thought. One of these, I got to get a big screen behind me here somewhere. I'm just using my phone. That way I can see myself, and I can kind of see some of the things you're saying. I've watched some people where they can actually moderate from here what's going on that screen, but that's getting pretty technical to me right now. It looks like a slightly bigger Liberty. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I can't remember, is that one that you bought from a customer that just wasn't going to spend whatever that thing's going to cost to fix it? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that. You give them a quote and it's like, well, your time's worth something, right? Appreciate the live show. Okay, well, thanks, North Point. We did a little dry run yesterday just to see, was it yesterday? If this was going to work or not, or was it Thursday? Timmy's been bugging me, we should do something. And it's like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know. Yeah. You bought it off Facebook Marketplace. Okay. Well, hopefully you got a really good deal on it. I'm sure they knew what they were going to have to pay to get that transmission fixed. So, or even just swapping it. Like, it's a lot of work. You got to have a hoist, I imagine. Well, no, you don't have a hoist though. But most would, right? So I tried without a hoist. Next time, let's fix something live. Really? Are you suggesting you'll come over and help me fix something live? We'd have to break something first. I don't know if you saw, Larry, there's some kind of a fix for your positive crankcase ventilation problem there. We have to take some of the part and drill a hole bigger. I don't know if you take the intake manifold off and drill a bigger hole in there or something. We'll have to, yeah. Taillight. Do you have a broken taillight? Do you want a broken taillight? Yeah, online. Timmy's saying he's petrified of lifts. Yeah, I was talking to you about that a while back. Yeah, Yeah, good figure. There's a lot of weight sitting on those things, or you wonder how they don't just snap and topple. Ooh, intake manifold bored out. Are you saying yours is already bored out, or we need to bore it out? But that's the fix, isn't it? They made some little line there too small or something, or hole. What year is that? 12 or something? He's got a 2012 Equinox with a four banger. Was it a 2.4 or something in it? And they've got a problem with that thing always freezing up. Hey, let's do an intake manifold gasket. That would be fun to watch anyways. Yeah, like this car? Live? We need to do like these guys in Alberta, Cold War Motors, what they're called. They usually do body work, but they can do anything. It's usually like 5 guys and somebody's always got a beer or two and they're fixing something. One of the guys is kind of like, yeah, that might be fun. Maybe. Well, not that, but yes, your Chevy. It might need head gaskets. I don't know what it needs exactly. All I know is it's, maybe if I pressurize the cooling system a little bit, I can see where it's literally, it drains out. Unless, never thought before, I could kind of see where it was draining out on one side of that, on the head. It looked like it was like a head gasket, but it just seems would it be actually dripping out that? I've never seen one like that. Lost video for a moment, now back. Okay. Did I bang it? I don't know. That's your side of town there, Larry. It's a poor video. Yes, my Chevy. I don't think. Could we at least troubleshoot it live? Yeah, maybe. Wow, you guys are too easy to please, I think. We could blow this car up. Anybody interested in that? You'd have to come up with some ideas, because the guy that owns it, he keeps telling me we should blow up a car. I just don't know. We've got some guys. Larry says he's desperate. Yeah. You didn't go with your wife to, where was she going to? Miami? She was doing some kind of thing there. Maybe it's the elbows near the alternator. Does it have those? No, it doesn't. I know what you mean. I had that on my 3800 though. Yeah, those were leaking. This doesn't have that. Yeah, I know when it goes through the tensioner pulley, the fluid, and goes back, this for some reason doesn't have that, which is good. But your wife won't let you have the matches. I have matches. They're not good matches, but I have matches. Actually, these are the worst matches. That's my own opinion. I don't know what they've done with them, but it's like they give you 250 of them and you're going to probably need that many, because you try and light one. That doesn't work, so you end up using the second match, and that doesn't work. So it's like use 3 matches for 1 match. Does that make sense? Yeah. I have 3 cars I listed in a fire, a couple weeks ago. Can we blow them up before I send them to the crusher? Oh. Larry says that's why she lets me have the box of those matches, because they're duds. Yeah. I bought a few of them. I don't know. Can't seem to get wooden matches anywhere else. Those are the lousy ones that store sells. Oh, I forgot about my coffee sitting here. I could have been drinking it this whole time. Well, you guys will have to come up with some other ideas as to what we can do. I don't know what else is really here that I haven't really bought anything interesting for tools lately or nothing. Or the reason I haven't worked on this car is again, because we don't have a real cheap way of heating this. It's winter time here, and my cement floor, it's pretty cold. I don't know, I could get my little thermometer thing there and see how cold it is, but I've worked in here before in the wintertime on something that's going to be a long project, and your feet just freeze. Although it doesn't feel bad right now, and I'm in a t-shirt, but I probably have it. It's probably 10 degrees in here right now, and I'm beside a nice kerosene heater has probably cost me $15 to run this last hour. Actually, maybe the fuel gauge is gone. No, maybe didn't use that much. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else. I guess we can, anyway, this was supposed to be a test. I didn't think we'd last 15 minutes. So I'm going to shut her down before you guys all never want to do something like this again. But anyway, if you want, you can hit the like button. That might be good. I don't know why, but can't hurt. Get 8 likes out of it, and then we can get more likes from later on. And I'll think, yes, North Point, maybe we'll do something on this later on. Larry's saying thanks for the invites. See you on the next go around. North Point buy, I hit the like. Thank you very much. Online auto repairs, he's saying thanks for the live stream. Mark, it was cool. You didn't have anything you wanted to say, Timmy, at all? Or I like your new logo and all the stuff with the start there. It's pretty fancy. Although I kind of miss your old stuff there. I kind of like that music you used to have there. Wasn't sure who was kind of singing in the background. But, oh, yeah. Doug is saying, thanks so much. It was very interesting. Okay, well, you guys made it interesting. I'm just sitting here. But anyway, we're going to go. Yeah. We'll talk another time. Hopefully, if you got any ideas, well, I'm just fixing stuff that breaks, right? So my wife's I got some stuff to do in the caravan yet. That'll be a video coming out in a while. Well, I don't know when it'll come out, because I've actually got a bunch of videos that are, right now I think we're releasing 3 a week, and that's going to be until March sometime. I already have some that are scheduled for April. So that means if I work in this van, my wife's van here today, in theory, you wouldn't see it till the end of April or so. She's got a, what's the problem? EGR valve is doing something, I don't know what. Sticking, I guess. So then the light comes on, and it's been running okay, but I don't want, I've seen problems where, you let these things go for a while and you can wreck something. The electric there from BC is saying something too. He's going thumbs up. So yeah, let's just shut her down. Thanks guys for everything. We'll talk to you another time. Not really sure how you shut this off, but we'll figure it out. Bye-bye from now for, wait, rewind. Bye-bye for now from Uncle Mark. That'd be a blooper, right? See you guys.